What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 2 for 2, your sports podcast for the culture by the voices of the culture. I'm your host, Quis, and I'm here as always, my brother Nell. We are back on the pod today. We got another great episode for you guys, man. It's season 4, episode 12. We got to tap into the NFL, and we got a little NBA for you, man. So stay tuned. It's time to get this show rolling. Now, my boy,
Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to start the
yeah, you
pod with
did.
the
You came here to
Dewey.
show off. I
I didn't mean to start it with the Dewey on. I mean, like I would have had to cut
see, you tried
anyway,
to flex
but
on me, man.
yeah, we here.
Hey, what's up with you?
Chilling, man. It's good to see you, man. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm all right. Can't complain. I'm here. I'm happy. My Bucks, another victory. Your Cowboys, another victory.
A win.
Hey, man, we're moving in the right direction, man. Any thoughts on your Cowboys win, bro?
I'm not really. It's the Jets.
Has your confidence matter gone up any? Your confidence meter, rather?
The Jets are the only winless team in the league, so
yeah, they are really bad.
Doesn't really mean much.
I told you that. Hey, man.
Probably won't have another game with 5 sacks for the rest of the season. Probably won't have another game with a 100-yard receiver and 100-yard rusher before halftime. So, I mean, but it was a great performance. It was a great performance. I enjoyed it.
Hey, man, Javonte Williams looks like a legitimate stud with you guys for sure. He looks. Y'all's offense, honestly, I can say we said it last time that y'all's offense looks great. CD out.
I mean, that's the part that's not shocking. Yeah, but
yeah, is he coming back soon? My fantasy teams are taking a big hit right now. I'm losing.
Questionable this week, but for sure, I feel like he'll be back week 7, if not.
If he plays this week, I gotta play him, right? I gotta start him.
I would think so.
Yeah,
he's gonna get his targets.
He's all right. Hey, man, we talked a little bit about my Bucks. Went out there to Seattle, another classic, another one where my boys pulled it out at the end. A come from behind victory, I guess, if you will. Friggin' Mayfield.
Baker was baking.
As
he's been all season.
We'll get a little bit into Baker a little bit later, and maybe even Dak. But man, them Eagles, bro, they got a Thursday night matchup with the Giants. We talked a little bit about the past game and the offense. They finally got their first loss, man. They took their first loss at the hands of the Broncos, and that offense is still. I got it here. What we got? Jalen Hurts 3 for 280, AJ Brown 5 for 43, and a losing effort, man. What do we make of this Eagles offense and their struggles, and also just the AJ Brown drama in general this season, man?
Yeah, I think when it comes to Eagles this year, it just seems like they've lost their identity. At this point last year, Saquon was averaging close to 100 yards a game rushing. The rushing attack was, best in the league. I think the offensive line, I mean, we talk about this every year when it comes to the Eagles. The most important part of that team for the last, you could say 5 to 7 years has been that offensive line. It's the driving force of that team being able to win multiple Super Bowls over the past decade. It's fueled their running attack. They've been able to keep quarterbacks clean in the pocket. We know how dominant of a play the tush push has been over the past 3-4 years. So they've had a couple injuries there. And Lane Johnson's been banged up, missed some snaps in some games. Their replacement
center hurt or something. Center hurt, right guard.
Yeah, I think he's injured. Everybody's just a little banged up. Can't remember if it was the left or right guard that they replaced this past offseason. He hasn't necessarily been, an upgrade at that position. So, that's, like I said, I think that's the driving force of their team. And it's left them in a lot of unmanageable, 3rd and 4th down situations where they're not able to, just rely on the tush push. And then obviously, the passing game, they just have not been in sync. We saw the play where AJ Brown, stopped the running on a deep ball that Hurts through. I think they only ran the ball, what was it, 6 or 9 times?
Yeah, I think
in that game.
It might be 8 touches. Hold on, I just had it up. 6 touches, 6 yards, 30 yards, or 6 carries, 30 yards for Saquon. AJ Dillon got 2 carries. Hurts had 2 carries.
And again,
11 carries, 11 total carries.
and that's in a game that you were up 17-3. I just don't, it's just that's not Eagles football. So I think that's a bigger problem than anything. Just
Yeah.
kind of getting back to their identity and being able to, generate open holes for Saquon to run through. If they can get back to that, like I have no reason to think that they still can't contend and get back to the Super Bowl. I mean, like they had the same drama last year with when it comes to AJ Brown. I can understand his frustrations as, a big play receiver as he is. I mean, this is the same guy that I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. He had 7 straight games with
Oh yeah.
125
Yeah.
yards. And, he was looking like possibly the best receiver in the league at that time. So to go from that to, what he's been through this season, I know it's frustrating for him, but, you know, they are 4-1. I just think he's got to internalize that a bit better.
Yeah.
The
It's a
the
lot.
tweets, the post game comments. I just think it's just rubbing everybody the wrong way. And they've got a
Yeah.
much bigger goal at hand. They're here this season,
Yeah.
and I still think that they can get there because, like I said, we went through the same thing last year where he said the passing offense was a problem, and he wasn't getting a lot of targets, and then they went on the run that they went on. I still think they have the talent to do that. Defensively, they've played really good this year. I mean, they lost the game 18-7. So it's not defensively they weren't trash. Gave up a couple of
20,
drives at the end, but
21-17.
21-17. Yeah, the defense hasn't played bad this year. It's
Yeah.
obviously the offense still needs to play catch up, but I think there's plenty of time. I'd rather be 4-1 with these issues than let's say 1-4, 2-2. They got plenty of time to kind of fix this.
Yeah, you said it best, man. Ultimately, it hasn't impacted winning for them yet, right? It was one of those things where it kind of just, we've seen it, and then they get a loss, and so now things kind of get more exaggerated and everything. But like you said, this has been an Eagles thing, right? I feel like every year we've seen some sort of turmoil, some sort of like something just not right. Um, But ultimately, they're winning, right? Like, not every team has that personnel they have offensively or defensively. And the good news is they have that, right? Like, you have, and you've won with that. And you can win with that. And so, with that, I feel like it gives you a little bit of a buffer to just be like, hey, man, like, we can get this. We can get this right. Right? We've done it before. We got it clicking. But what you said that's bigger to me is the run game, right? Like, we haven't seen Saquon look like Saquon of last year. We all, of course, expected a drop off, but like, this just doesn't even look like the
Only
same
3
running
yards a
attack.
carry.
Yeah, like he's not, he doesn't look like himself. And some of that has to do with obviously the offensive line, but I think also just how they've been, scheming up the pass game. It's not helping them in the run game. It's just a little strange. So I mean, I think they'll work it out. Like I said, they have still one of the best running backs in the league, one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best receiving cores, one of the best offensive lines. Like, something's got to give eventually, right? And sometimes it just takes one game. How you mentioned the AJ Brown multiple 125-yard games. Like, it took one game to crack that open, and then the floodgates open. So who knows? You got a game with the Giants this week. Perhaps that's the game, right? Rookie quarterback. A team that just lost to the Saints. So if there's any time to kind of figure it out, it'll be now. But yeah, AJ Brown. I was listening to Chad and Shannon Sharp talking about this, and Chad was going on about obviously this impacts AJ Brown's money, right? Because at the end of the day, you go to the table and your stats are going to do the talking,
That was a good
whether or
point.
not y'all win a Super Bowl, right? Like,
I feel
so
like it's different with AJ Brown just because he's a bit more established.
I mean, yeah,
Like
but at the same
I know
time, that
you
contract,
can,
you got to warrant the
yeah.
contract. You got
Like
to warrant the
I get
contract.
that, and I get like
Yeah,
they can. It was a good point, bringing up like they look at stats and compare that to other top
yeah,
receivers around the league getting that money. But I feel like especially in AJ's position and the kind of player he's proven to be, I feel like it's not as bad as someone looking for their first contract
yeah, and
after
and
balling
it,
like.
and a lot of receivers, like you said, that have his track record. He's done it on multiple teams now. Like, we know who he
Yeah.
is. There's a lot of receivers out there that would love a chance to win a Super Bowl, right?
And
Which is something that
there will
AJ Brown
be
has.
if there was ever AJ Brown ever hit free agency, there definitely would be a team
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
is going to throw
He'll get
a
some
pass
money.
heavy team that's going to throw him a lot of money. So
He'll get some money.
I don't think in these negotiations, if there were future negotiations between AJ and the Eagles, that
Yeah,
they would try to lowball him due to his stats.
yeah.
I think they understand how important he is to that team, because still being a threat on the outside is
It helps their
a
offense a
major help
ton.
to
Yeah,
their offense.
yeah. It helps there, and we saw how they've looked in the past without him. So they need him, and he needs them as well. So Eagles fans, just give it a second. Maybe it'll work itself out, man. But this week, one of our little switch ups, we're gonna look at QB rankings, man. We're gonna give a top 5 QB rankings, heading into week 6 of the NFL season, man. I don't know if you have your guys number 1 through 5, or if you just have your 5 best right now. How they're
Yeah, I didn't
playing
put
in the
these in order.
season.
It's just tough.
Okay, that's fine. I got mine in order, so I'll go first while you get yours straight. And obviously I'm taking Lamar Jackson out of this, right? In doing so, I looked around to see kind of what other people were talking about, and a lot of people still had him into their rankings, and I think we're gonna take him out since he's not playing right now. Um, at 1, I'm gonna go with your guy Josh Allen. He took his first loss this season, but the MVP, I think, all things considered, does he have a true, real number 1 receiving threat over there? Still, I don't think so. Until further notice, I'm a rock with Josh Allen at 1. I think he's still playing some of the best football. That last game he got a little more turnover happy, just started to take a little more risk, I think, because they were losing. But I think he's good there. 2 is where things get fun. Baker friggin' Mayfield slotted in at
Okay.
number 2 right now. I think I would put him 1. I would. You all know that. You knew that.
You should have just did it.
You probably expected me to put him 1. But
No,
I'm
I knew
not
you was
going
gonna put a
no,
filler at 1 just so you
just so
can
I
put your
could.
real number 1
Right.
at 2.
Right. You know
You
everything.
ain't fooling
So
nobody.
you guys got me. What can I say? But I mean, just looking at the guy, man, coming off last week, I think I sent it to you. Excuse me, first player in NFL history with 375 plus passing yards and and fewer than 5 completions. I think it was 19 for 22 or something like that against the Seahawks. Mind you, that's the Seahawks defense. That's one of the better units in the
The
NFL.
injuries.
I mean, whatever. He's 4th in yards right now, 3rd in touchdowns. He's doing that without Mike Evans. He did it earlier without Chris Godwin. So he's out here with a rookie receiver who, might I add,
He's out here with a wide receiver 1.
I
let's
mean,
let's say what it is. He's out here with a wide receiver 1.
is he a rookie or not?
He's out here with a wide receiver 1.
So does that does that diminish what he's done?
Nah, but you
Okay,
saying
how many game
he's
winning
out there
drives
with a
has he
rookie.
led?
You saying he's out there with a rookie receiver
I'm just no,
doesn't really.
I'm simply saying Mike Evans is the wide receiver 1 on the Buccaneers. Yes, Ibuka
He's wide
is filling
receiver
the
2.
shoes. No. Ibuka
He's
is
wide
filling the
receiver 2.
shoes, and he will be wide receiver 1 when that mantle
The
is
future
passed.
is now, old man.
Right. That's what you're saying. That's coming from you.
It's
So
coming
that's
from everyone.
that's my number 2. I mean, we see it. Of course, the kid's a dog.
Yeah,
I
okay
told y'all
then.
that. I
You
told y'all
said.
that. But
I don't remember denying it.
But let's not act like he's not out there throwing the ball and making plays. He got no Bucky Irvin last game. He won't have him this week as well. He's getting it done on the ground. He's getting it done through the air. He's only thrown 1 interception all season, and that was the Eagles one that was tipped. Let's be for real. The man's playing elite football, and he's number
I just don't
1
want
in
you
the
to
MVP.
undersell
Oh, I mean,
my dynasty
your
receiver.
guy, right? Your guy, right? He's your
He's
guy.
out there with just a rookie
No,
receiver.
I
Like,
didn't
nah,
say that. I just say he's playing with a rookie. What
he's
was it?
out
What
there.
was the
He's
stat?
out there. He's out there with him.
Just 2 weeks ago, they said the guy can't get separation. His separation score wasn't high enough in the NFL, but he's also has the highest rating when targeted in the NFL. So he is that man. And did you see Dan Orlovsky? Had him 5th on his MVP rankings. Shout out my boy Mecca Ibuka. But anyway,
Interesting.
and you know who had number 1 on his MVP rankings?
I'm guessing Baker.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. And you know who told you Baker MVP year at the beginning of the year?
I don't think it was you.
It was me. It was. Go back and watch.
Okay.
Go back and watch.
I gotta
Anyway,
go back 2 years ago.
Number 3. This might be a surprise as well. Jared Goff. I was hard on him after losing week 1, but since then he's 4-0. He's piloting the one of the better offenses in the NFL. Statistically, he looks great, not turning the ball over. Jared Goff, right up in there. A lot of people don't like Jared Goff, but I think I've become a fan. Fourth, I got your guy, Dak Prescott. As you say, the Cowboys stink, but Dak Prescott does not stink. He's what? Second in yards, third in touchdowns, third in QBR right now. He's also doing that without his number one in CD Lamb. Is George Pickens a great replacement? For sure. But he's throwing that thing around to, what's my guy's name? Flournoy?
Yeah,
Is that how you
Ryan
say it?
something.
Flournoy?
Joe,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Hey,
never heard of him before. Yeah.
him Turpin, hey, that's that receiver they was talking about on that Cowboys fan video I sent you. That Phantom player. That's him right there that y'all was talking so
That's
highly
funny.
of. But honestly, Dak coming off the injury this year right now looks amazing. Could really battle for top 3 right now, depending on who you ask. But he looks really good. And then fifth, I still got Pat Mahomes. He's doing it all right now for Kansas City. You know, they lost as well, similar to Josh Allen. However, outside of that pick 6 that he threw to Devin Lloyd, great play by Devin Lloyd, mind you. I mean, he's doing it all. He leads the team in rushing right now, Pat Mahomes. Obviously, he's throwing the ball around. Just in their last game, he accounted for 373 total yards and 3 touchdowns. That's one man doing that by himself with no Rashee Rice, banged up Xavier Worthy, and aging dad, husband, whatever Travis Kelce is now these days, out there playing at tight end. So that's my list right there. What you think?
That's a nice list. I mean,
Yeah.
can't really say anything about it. It's a
Hey,
solid list.
I don't know if you have them in your list, but I did also give very strong considerations to Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones both. I feel like I would be remiss to not also throw them a little love because Baker won that battle, but Sam Darnold was out there slinging it as well.
I just want to preference this by saying that my top 5 list is for just this season, as we currently are watching 5 weeks into it, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know about an order. I guess if
It's
I'm
all
gonna
right. Just give us your top 5. Look, honestly, this 5, they're not separated by that much. But those are the
yeah, these
5
are
best
all like
quarterbacks that I've seen so far.
1A, 1B, 1C.
Yeah, that's all right. Start with Baker first, though.
You want me to start with Baker? He was
Because
at
you
the
said
bottom of
1A.
my list, but
Right, okay.
yeah, I'll start with Baker. 4 game-winning drives this year,
Yes, sir.
all 4 wins.
Yes, sir.
Coming up clutches as he usually does, and
Yes, sir.
top 3 in
Same shit, different day.
touchdowns.
That's what he said.
Getting to it. Gotta love the moxie, the arrogance, the cockiness. Now that he's winning, it looks good.
Yeah.
They don't like it when it's losing, but now that he's winning, certainly looks good. I might have Matt Stafford in there.
Ooh, okay. I'm not mad at that one. He's balling.
He's now first in yards, second in touchdowns. Tough loss to the 49ers on Thursday Night Football, but
shout out to me, I called it.
Overall, shout out to you. But overall, played great football. Then we go Sam Darnold. Like you said,
not mad at that either.
Cause that was a shootout in Seattle. He's played great.
He's not seeing ghosts no more. Well,
nah, he
saw one on that last play we caught the pick, but
and he's the only QB, and that's top 3 in QBR and QB rating. And completion percentage, top 3. So
73% or something, 72. 73?
So he's been toting that thing, and I think he's up. I think he leads the league in like yards per completion or something like that.
I saw something like he's also first. And what's that stat? The estimated joint. The EPC or whatever. The estimated completion joint.
Stats. Yes.
It's like 20% over what they expect.
QB stats have gotten too complicated.
Ridiculous.
I guess 4 I'll have Jared Goff. That offense has been, there's a lot of question marks, after he took that first loss to the Packers, which seems like a year ago, about, his ability to command an offense, without certain elite coordinators. So, he's been doing his thing. He's first in touchdowns, first in completion percentage. So he's off to a great start this year. I think he should be in the MVP talks as well. And then, finishing it up with Daniel Jones,
No
leading the
love for you,
league, and
guy?
it's, the list is fluid. It
Okay,
is
it's fluid.
fluid.
You're right. We can look at it
Okay.
again next week.
Daniel Jones leading the league in QBR. Colts offense has been way better than anyone expected this year. I mean, he's done stuff in a Colts uniform that we haven't seen Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck do. I don't know if they still lead the league in points per game, but I assume they do since they scored 40 the past week. So he's got he's got one of the top offenses in the league, and they're 4-1. So
Yeah,
got to
they
give
are.
credit where credit is due. Dak is certainly playing great ball. Don't get me wrong. Um, I think I try so hard sometimes not to be a Cowboys homer that maybe I like.
Yeah, you actually are very hard on your team.
It,
You are.
I'm just going because I got bullied a lot growing up being a Cowboys fan, So it was like
Yeah,
I'd be scared to just hype my own team up because then you just be like, oh, you just being a homer.
I mean,
But
yeah,
so
I can't root for the
I try to
Bucks.
be as unbiased as possible, but I might
Just
be
got to
drawing
let it
keeping
out.
Dak out.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
maybe
But sorry, that's why I
he's
put him in there
playing good
though.
ball.
I put him in there.
I just want to see him, win a game against a good team. That's all, and not tie or lose. That's all.
That's reasonable. His defense has to not give up 40 points, and maybe he
Number one
will.
offense
So,
in the league, number 32 ranked defense. So
all right, well,
Dallas Cowboys for you.
uh, was that fourth? That fifth? That was five.
That was 5.
That's a good
Baker,
list.
Stafford, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff.
Crazy list, right? If
Yeah.
you would have sent this list to somebody 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they might have slapped you.
Obviously, I'm not taking most of these guys over
Yeah, right.
Josh
And
Allen
that's
and
not what right. That's not what that means.
Mahomes or
That's not
Lamar
what that
in
means. That's not what this
must-win
means.
situations, but just for this season, these have been
Yeah, they're
the
balling.
guys that you can count on every Sunday.
So far, so good, man. Absolutely. And speaking of quarterbacks, man, we had a trade. You said the Bengals needed help at quarterback. We all see it, but you said it would come from Jameis, hopefully. I also said it would be great. Maybe that wasn't you. But anyway, they get help in the form of Joe Flacco, man. Formerly benched by the Browns. Browns send out Dylan Gabriel. I feel like the Browns are saying, hey, we going with the young guys now. Finally. Only took them a couple months to make that decision. Only took them 5 weeks to make the decision, technically. Can Joe Flacco save the Bengals, man?
No, but this was a move
He's
that they
better than
absolutely
what they
had.
got, for
Absolutely
sure.
had to make. They could not. They owed it to the fans. They owed it to everybody in that locker room, mainly the receivers, to put somebody else out there behind center. They absolutely could not go another game starting Jake Browning.
Yeah.
All three, has he played 2 or 3 games?
I think it would be 3.
Either
He's
way,
week 5
yeah, they
now.
were
Yeah, I
2
think
and
Burrow
0.
was out of there after 2. Yeah.
So, gosh, what was I saying?
He's
Yeah, so
terrible.
I've hot garbage. Multiple interceptions every single game. They've lost by a combined 76 points in his starts. Absolutely no hope, no life in any game that he starts. So yeah, it was, you absolutely needed to change here. Joe Flacco, I mean, I don't think he's the answer. And then, now that he's playing for the Bengals, we just got one more team to go to complete the AFC North collection. Just got to see him in that black and yellow.
Never will happen. I hope. He needs to hang it up, man.
That's all he needs. But he might help them, win a game or two. But I still think now, think it might be too late. I mean, there's a reason that he got
2 and 3.
benched. I think they're 2. Yeah,
2 and 2.
yeah, 2 and 3. So, and they got a tough part of their schedule coming. Obviously, you still got to play Baltimore twice, and I think by the time they see them, Lamar will be back. Still got to see Pittsburgh twice. Yeah, they got some tough games coming up. I don't know if he can win enough games to keep them afloat. I mean, but the Ravens not looking too good right now. AFC's real up and down right now. So, I mean, there's a chance, but I have no faith that he's going to be able to play good enough. I mean, he's got much better weapons, but
I was going to say
that
that.
offensive
Yeah,
line,
he's got better weapons.
he's got better weapons, but that offensive line is the reason that Burrow is out right now. So, I mean, are they going to be able to keep Flacco upright enough for him to, deliver some shots downfield to Chase and Higgins? On occasion, sure, I think it will happen, but I don't think enough to win enough games for Burrow to come back and for him to kind of catch a rhythm and be himself and be the quarterback that they need him to be to gear up for a playoff run. So
Yeah, yeah. It'll be much better than what they had. Like you said, I think they just owe
it
it to
can
the
get worse.
fans. They owe it to them, those players over there to give them to give them a chance. I mean, Joe Flacco's done it for years. I mean, we saw maybe he has a Indianapolis Colts run or something in him where he, you know, if you can just quarterback that offense well enough to get the ball to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and get Chase Brown going, give yourself a shot. Because right now, with Brown and out there, teams were just violating them, man. To be honest, and it was hard to watch.
It's got a chance
But
to beat the
obviously, yeah,
Packers twice.
hey, go Joe Flacco. So we'll
He won't
see.
have Miles Garrett chasing Jordan
Yeah,
Love around this time, so it might be a little harder.
hey,
I
we'll
don't know if
see.
13 points will get it done and this time around.
We'll see, man. The Bengals, but like you said, they need us to do something, man. Jake Browning, no offense to him, but he's just not a starter in this league. You got those guys over there and couldn't get it done. Stock up for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins at least. Joe Flacco will throw the ball in the general vicinity, and hopefully that's all that needs to be done. But let's move on, man, to the NBA. The NBA season is upon us, man. We only got like 2 weeks. I think October 22nd. So we're just gonna do a little quick sprinkle in there for you guys, man. We want to look at teams that you think had the best offseason, man. I got 3 names over here on this side. I want to hear what you got. What teams do you think had the best offseason NBA wise?
Um, well, I've been on the Atlanta Hawks hype train all
I expected
summer.
that from you.
Love them adding Kristaps, but they also got Nikhil Alexander Walker, who
They
was
did.
a huge piece for the Minnesota Timberwolves and defensively. So love them adding, some defense, some shooting, get some size and offense and Kristaps. Still got a bunch of talent there. Dyson Daniels. See if former number 1 pick Risha Shea can kind of start coming along and, be proven of a number 1 pick. So, I think the Atlanta Hawks have positioned themselves to be, one of the best teams in the East this year, especially if Kristaps is healthy. And then over in the West, Denver, I thought put themselves right
I had
back
them
in
on my
title
list.
contention.
Yep. Yep.
Getting Cam Johnson for Michael Porter Jr., I think was a great move. And then you bring Bruce Brown and Tim Hardaway on minimum contracts. Bruce Brown was huge piece off the bench in that championship in 22 or 23 it was.
Yeah.
Um, and Denver's bench last year was amongst the worst in the league. So you add those guys, you get some wings, you get some shooting for Jokic. Him and Bruce Brown have a great connection. And then you finally get a backup center and Jonas
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas.
Yeah.
So, I think they have put themselves right back in title contention. And then Houston is definitely in there. Anytime you add someone the caliber of Kevin Durant, you've had a great offseason. I'm just a little sad about, Fred VanVleet being injured.
Amen.
They're gonna have to. I mean, if they want to, I think they'll be good this year. But if they really want to contend for a championship, they're gonna have to find an answer at point guard. So
Reed Shepherd
I
time.
think we'll see. I mean, they did spend a top 5 pick on him, so um, they'll have to step up. But don't know if that'll be enough to get out the West.
Yeah, I like all those teams you had. I obviously had Denver, I had Houston. The KD move for Houston. They also had Clint Capella off the bench, bringing them back to Houston. Dorian Finney-Smith, another guy on the wing for him. Like you said, Denver. I love the Bruce Brown, Cam Johnson, he's just much more efficient version of Michael Porter Jr. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Perfect player to go alongside Jokic. But I also want to bring some light to the late additions by the Golden State Warriors, man. Just a week or so ago, they add Al Horford. You bring in Seth Curry, the first time Steph and Seth are playing together in the NBA. Actually, I don't think they didn't play together in college either. So first time they
No,
playing together
that boy went to
in any
Duke.
any real organized basketball. They also got Melton over there. And I think it helps that team a lot especially the Al Horford move, right? I just think Al Horford is the ultimate stabilizer unless he's
I
playing
don't know. He
for the
only plays well in
Sixers.
Boston.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say unless he's
I'd be
playing for
weary of
your
that. Now I
team.
would just be weary of that. Yo, he does not like playing outside of Boston.
Hey man, he'll do
Just
fine.
saying.
You playing with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green and Jimmy
All
Butler.
right.
He'll
All
carve out a
right.
role, and I think that helps them a lot, man. I'm excited about the Warriors this year. They old, but a lot of teams in the West are old, so it'll be the unction with Shea and the Timberwolves and the young boys trying to fight for something over there. What about some teams we were hoping for more from, man, that we expected to do a little bit more this offseason now that training camp is fully underway and the season is 2 weeks away?
Definitely the Timberwolves. I feel like they
They're
just
in a
never
weird
do
spot.
they never do anything to actually move their roster forward. Yet Ant keeps getting them to the Western Conference Finals. So, we'll see how that goes this year. I think it'll be a much, much tougher task for him to try to drag that team to the Western Conference Finals this year. I expect them to be, hovering around the play in, maybe a fringe top 5, 6 team, but definitely in that 6 to 8 range. And then Boston,
Yep, I had Boston on my list. I'm
I
not
feel
sure
like,
what was going on there.
you get rid of. I understand they really leaned into this being a gap year, with Tatum even though, he expressed
He need to
that
go
he
sit
wants
down.
to that he wants to try
He
to
need to go sit
that he
down.
wants to
Yeah.
try to play this year. But I just feel like they lost all their front court depth. Obviously, Al Horford, Kristaps, you traded away a core piece and Drew Holiday. I just feel like they kind of just flipped their whole identity upside down. They were a team that, could get up and down. They could switch. They had length. They had size. Shoot a bunch of threes. Defend the rim. Now they kind of don't have that. I know they have Anthony Simons now, who's a really good scorer. I like him, but you're gonna lose something defensively without Drew. Like I said, their front court is just it's not what it is, especially IQ and defensively and size. So big year for Derek White and Jaylen Brown. They're gonna have to really hold it down for this team to stay afloat. I expect in the Eastern Conference they'll be a play-in team. They'll be good enough for that, but um, some people still think that they're, you know, top team in the East, but I don't think they did enough. I think they showed you with the moves that they made this year that they're not concerned with contending for a championship this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely got Boston on there. Um, share the same sentiments. You got Chris Boucher over there, Anthony Simons, and I think what they lost in those pieces that they gave up was real veteran leadership and guys that have done it before, right? Like you knew Boston was no nonsense. They're gonna up guard, they're gonna play hard, they're gonna shoot threes, and that's the Boston way. But now you add Simons, who's a young player that hasn't really won at this level, Boucher, who you're gonna be asking more from, who we don't really know how good he is, coming from Toronto at this point. Um, so I'm a little worried about them. Like you said, I think their identity has completely changed. I think they'll have nights where they just look nasty. I'm banking on it's going to be nasty ball. Um, Sacramento Kings, I feel like at this point they need to go ahead and move around, man. I don't know what you got going. You added Dennis Schroeder. That was you overpaid for Dennis Schroeder at that. FIBA Schroeder is not what you're gonna get. You still got Sabonis over there. You still got DeRozan, Zach LaVine. Me and my boys, or me and one of my boys, we call them Chicago West because they just the Bulls out west, just doing random stuff. And then Milwaukee. I mean, woo. We
Yeah.
talked about it when you look at that roster in photos and put your hand over Giannis's face. What else you got is disgusting. You got Kevin Porter Jr., who's out the league 2 years ago as your starting point guard this year. Bobby Portis is probably starting this year. But it's all right. Giannis said 6 to 7 months. If my mind changes, I'm human. So you should have did something, Milwaukee, because you did nothing, and you're gonna lose your guy.
And they got Miles Turner, which brings me to
Yeah,
the Pacers,
whatever.
who didn't do
Yeah,
much to, like just like Boston, they kind of just accepted their fate with Tyrese Halliburton most likely missing the entire year with he Achilles,
yep,
right? Yeah,
yep,
with his Achilles. So um I don't see how they stay afloat pretty much losing Miles Turner and Halliburton, two
yeah.
big time starters for the year.
Their whole identity changes as well. Yep,
Nemhard is, really good, but I think him as the lead guard for an entire season. Uh, you know,
get
don't know
exposed.
how that works out for you. So we'll see. Hopefully, I think
Yeah,
Benedict Mathurin. I think if there's ever a time for him to pop out and really show off his game and maybe what he can do. I think it's be a good year for him to have an opportunity. Um, but don't see much from Indiana this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on that one, brother. Uh, good
He
luck
gets
to
a
them.
bucket.
We know who the East runs through this year.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
yeah, let's move on to something I think
The
you'll have something to
locks.
say about. Overrated and underrated, man. Moving into the season, who you got is overrated, who you got underrated. Looking at ahead to this season, what teams?
I think the Lakers are a little overrated. Didn't
I'm
really
not
care
mad
for
at
the
that.
moves that they made this season.
I'm not mad. You don't like dominating? He said he still hasn't worked out with Bron and Luca, man.
I mean, that doesn't
He
bode
needs to
well.
shut up. He always doing this, bro. He needs to shut up.
I just don't think they added enough shooting. Obviously, you got LeBron and Luca; they're all world, but
Got Gabe
just
Vincent.
I just don't think there's enough shooting there.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of people having Orlando ranked extremely high.
I considered them as well. I don't think Bane moves them that far.
I think, yeah, I really like that move. They needed some shooting, secondary playmaking. He'll help them there. I'm sure Paolo is, going to take another leap. It's a contract year for them.
Yeah, he
Got a
is.
chance. He's got a chance, if he makes an All NBA to get a super max. So I'm sure he'll ball out this year, but just not 100% sure that move takes them in the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference. I think they'll obviously be a play-in
Well,
team.
hey, ESPN has him what, fourth, second?
I think second.
Yeah, nuts.
And that's where it's where they get the overrated label
Yeah,
for
my
me.
team sucks, I guess. Um,
They had y'all third.
yeah, whatever. We should be first. Yeah, I'm right with you on that. I also have Dallas in my thing, and I feel like that might be a little
Overrated.
controversial. Yeah, but I think they're a little overrated, just simply off the fact that one, you don't have Kyrie for a little while. Um, D'Angelo Russell is filling in as your point guard. Solid pro, but I mean, I feel like D'Lo, you kind of know what you're gonna get with D'Lo. You get the good with the bad. I feel like a lot of the love that Dallas is getting is contingent upon what Cooper Flag does, right? And I think that I'm sure he'll be a great pro. I know he
Look
will.
good. Look good in his preseason debut.
I mean, no, for sure, for sure. But I just think is Dallas right now. Are they a top 3 team in the West? Even with Kyrie, it remains to be seen for me. Right, I was so high on them last year. Obviously the Kyrie injury derailed them a lot. Anthony Davis went through some things, but they just didn't really. They kind of just didn't really do it for me. And obviously we talked about them a little bit, but Boston, right? A lot of people still think they might contend. You said it. We looked at the ESPN rankings earlier today. They had them like what, fifth, fourth, fifth. I don't see it from Jaylen Brown this year. I don't think Jaylen Brown will have the impact that he might think he's gonna have, for that Boston team. So that's me on the overrated side. Underrated. I don't know if you said George, but I'll go ahead and get my 2 out the way. You talked about them earlier, the Atlanta Hawks. Pains me to say that, man, because Trae Young, as a Knicks fan, giving him credit like that. But the moves they've made, adding Chris Stapps, another year with the young guys, Risha Shea, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson back, who I'll talk about in a little bit. I think they definitely could be a problem. All of that with,
That squad.
um, all that with who Trae Young can be, right? I mean, no question how talented he is as a player offensively, what he does for your team. This will be the best team Trae Young has ever had, right? And this is a guy that's taken a team to the Eastern Conference Finals before, so I think they should be getting a little more credit. And call me crazy, but the New Orleans Pelicans, I feel like I did this last year and said they were underrated or they were a team that I
Yeah,
could be
yeah. You need to
surprised
cut
by.
that
And
out.
then
You need to cut
hey
that out.
man, they got skinny Zion, um, Trey Murphy, who I'm a big fan of. And they got Jordan Poole over there as well, man. I think the Pelicans could be a little bit better in the West. They'll be a more formidable opponent than people are probably banking on. This is a team, man, when Zion's healthy and he's motivated, man. They're solid. They solid. They got my boy Kayvon Looney over there now. They got a center. Oh man.
Okay.
That's all I'm
I
just
don't
saying they
want to. I
underrated. I'm not
don't.
saying they're gonna win a championship. Just
I
underrated.
got you. I got you. I don't want to say this, but I feel like my Sixers are being really underrated.
By you.
Nah. Like I'm
Nah,
not
you're right.
saying
By
like
Sixers fans. Every Sixers fan that I know
not even
outside of
Sixers
you
fans. People are
is
saying we're
not
not even going to
hopeful.
be top 10. I think I might be crazy, but I feel like without the services of Embiid, we can scratch and claw to a play-in spot.
Maxi Megastar League.
VJ, if we can get something out of PG. Why are you shaking your head on VJ? Didn't he dunk on
So what? People get dunked on all the time. Don't mean I'm gonna give him credit to say he's gonna take y'all to the next level.
I didn't
what?
say he was gonna take
nigga
us.
athletic and like 20.
He was gonna take us,
what?
but he's there. He's there.
Right. Congrats.
He's
You also
part of-
saw him
he's-
trying to
he's-
guard Jalen Brunson. He was struggling.
He's part of the squad.
Look, man, my boys played at Timberwolves tonight. I'm
Grimes is back. That's 20 a game. Maxi's 25 a game. Is that not 20 a game?
Stop.
Is that not 20 a game?
Stop.
Is that not 20 a game?
You know what? You're right. That's rude of me to say. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Maxi's 25 a game.
That's fine. I didn't laugh at that. He'll probably be 28 a game.
Okay. So like what are we snickering about?
Quentin Grimes.
If we can get McCain back on the court, if
he got hurt
if
pushing
Bona,
that 2.5 pound weight.
Bona's like one of the most athletic centers in the league. If we can
Remember when I said something about Mitchell Robinson and your guy?
First of all, you're the one that told me that about Bona on draft
was cool.
night.
Out of draft, right? I remember the conversation. That don't
text
mean
me like, oh, y'all got a demon. So why are you trying to play him right now?
Bro, he's not you don't want him as your starting center, bro.
Nah, we still have Drummond. I'm saying I feel like we could hold on. Well, we're gonna get like 10 to 15 games out of Embiid. That's 15-0.
That's it.
I'm saying if we just like worst case scenario, I feel like we can make a play in.
Okay. I mean, I'm not. You should.
No, you're trying to play me. See, this is why
I just
I'm saying
said
we're
the other
underrated.
day. I was like, I feel like if all your players are playing, y'all should be in higher contention. I just said that to you.
I agree with that, but I'm going off the notion that just won't happen.
Okay,
well, I still feel like we can make some play-in noise if that doesn't happen. Whereas last year it was just completely off the rails. Like once we lost PG and B and McCain, it was over. Even before that, it was over.
You saved your underrated take for just the Sixers.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just came to me when I saw them like ranked 22 and 28. In, like some polls.
That's valid. I mean, y'all should get more respect than that. But I mean,
like I'm sorry,
y'all get a lot of respect for having
the Raptors are better than us.
They do have the Raptors at 10.
So
that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Look, all right. What next young star takes the leap? Who becomes the Ants, the Shays? You know, they join that crew of it could. I mean, it could be a guy going from role player to star. It could be a young star to a superstar. It could be a guy that's a fringe all star. He's. I got 5 names.
You got 5? I got 0.
I just was having fun. I was bored at work. You want me to
I'm excited for year 3 Wemby. I mean, but I feel like most people already
7-5
got
Wemby.
Him there.
7-5 Wemby, yeah.
I mean, I feel like he kind of had a coming out. He kind of had a coming out party last year. I feel like Cade Cunningham is going to be.
Cade's on my list. I have megastar leap for Cade on my list.
He's going to be one of them ones. Obviously, I think Paolo has a chance to make that leap.
You do now. You do.
Paolo went to Duke, bro. I was a Paolo fan before you. Let's
that's probably true. That's probably true. But when I said it, I was crazy
because it was just funny because you had this like 2 or 3 week stretch where it was just like you were just all Paolo.
I said he could be the next LeBron. He had like 50 that week, and then got hurt right after.
He was texting in the group chat like every week. No. Oh, Paolo watch. Like that's just what made it funny because it just felt random. Right. But like no, like
it was random. It was random.
I wasn't trying to knock your Paolo love. I'm just saying it was just.
I appreciate.
I'm a Paolo fan too. I think he's got some game to him. So, yeah, I mean, I like those guys.
Yeah, I got Cade, obviously. I love Paolo, but I also have his teammate Franz Wagner. I feel like a lot of people forget about my guy, man. He's legit.
He's good. I feel like he's reached his ceiling.
That's the problem. He's legit. I talked about Jalen Johnson a little bit, another Duke guy.
Yeah, I forgot about him. He was when he went down. That was a big blow for the Hawks.
Right, that hurt the Hawks a lot. I got Amin Thompson on there. I think him playing with KD will help him a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, not to cut you off.
No, you good.
Just keep an eye on Michael Porter Jr.
I would like to see him in a feature role because high school Michael Porter Jr. was nuts, right? Like if you know,
I still wanted the Sixers to draft him when we had the 10th pick.
I wanted the Knicks to get him. They were like, "Oh, he's back." I'm like, "Oh man." Did we see this man? What are
Yeah,
we talking about? Yeah, walking 20 ball. That's a good one for sure. And I got another big, Jalen Duran. I think he could be he's one of the best young bigs in the league, especially playing with Cade. I could see them two making a little leap together.
I like that.
So I'm excited about those, man. That's going to do it for our NBA part, man. Let's get to the pick'em, bro. Wrap this thing up. I made a little comeback last week, but then my lock of the week, I was reminded we lost. I thought I was within a point of Nell. I did get an
He thought
upset
y'all.
alert. I did get an upset alert win. Shout out to the Niners. But the score is looking Quis 8, Nell 11. All right, so we're looking at week 6. I got, if I get the lock right, if I don't lose the lock, it's 10-11. I'm telling you, that's minus 10 points right there. I mean, minus 2 points right there. But this week is a big week for you because I'm on your tails. I'm on your tail. So
I think so.
yeah, unless you do something completely outrageous with these selections. But I'm waiting. Let's do it. What you got?
All
Nell's
right.
week 6 lock.
Lock, we're gonna go. Let me get the Buffalo Bills coming off a loss. Don't say
Against the Falcons, huh?
Yeah,
They can lose that game.
they could.
They could. I like what you're doing.
But
I see you trying to draw me out.
As a guy that hasn't missed any of his locks this week,
Oh wow,
I can kind of do what I want.
You're just a genius, man.
Something like
You're
that.
just a genius. You're just a genius.
Road team, I'm thinking 49ers, but like,
Are you gonna come on?
nah,
Stand on it. What you got? You got some good road teams to pick, man.
I
Go ahead, pick the
do, but I'm
Niners.
not
Pick them.
Like, I don't like really
Pick them.
picking the
That'd
same
be
teams
a
every
great
single
pick.
week.
That'd be a great pick. You should do it. It's worth 2 points, and
I'm
you
gonna
get
go
to see me
ahead
be
and
stressed.
take the Rams on the road.
Right, you're not me. You go take the Rams.
It's a tough game.
Playing right, and in Baltimore against
Baltimore is always
Rush.
tough. It's always tough. Could be Huntley. You never know.
Whatever.
Harbaugh said that was on the table.
He played on 3 different teams this offseason, and he came back to the Ravens. Not sure why they tried the Cooper Rush experiment in the first place. All right, upset alert. Let me hear this.
There's not that many.
No, there's not.
Let me get a team that got their first one last week.
You're so annoying. Go ahead.
Let me get the Titans. What's wrong with that?
I bet. They just happen to play who. Yeah, why are they 3.5 point underdogs to the damn Raiders? I don't know. Nobody knows that. That's foolishness. That was a good pick, though. That was a good pick.
Maybe because they're not the better team?
Yeah, whatever. All right, let me get going. I'm gonna do this the real way, man. Lock.
The real way.
Week.
Okay.
Lock of the week, bro. Lock of the week.
Actually, you know what? Can I change my lock? No, can I change my upset?
Go ahead.
Give me the Titans. Give me the Titans.
That's fine. We'll keep.
I was gonna pick Cardinals, but
yeah, I know you're.
That's
guilty.
not the. It's 7. It's got to be 7.5. So.
I mean, what I see on ESPN right here, it says 7.5 for Indiana. That's what I'm going off of, or Indianapolis. So you can do it. I'll count it.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals. We're going for the big one.
I hope you know Kyler Murray is probably not playing, but
all right, no, give me
Nah, I wrote it down.
No, you can't do that.
I wrote it down.
No, you can't do that. You did that. You set me up on purpose.
Points.
You just set me up.
I didn't say he's not. I said he might not. He didn't practice today.
You just set me up something crazy, yo. But I'm gonna still rock with it because you're gonna be mad as shit when that John hit, and then you got no chance this season. So go ahead, give me the Cardinals.
Absolutely. All right, let's do this. My lock of the week.
Got a battle of the 2 teams that drop touchdowns before they get walk in the end zone.
Yeah, nuts, right? Lock of the week. I'm gonna take the Steelers over the Browns.
I like it.
Steelers over the Browns. Yeah. I mean, they very well could lose this game.
They could.
Yeah, they really could. I'm sick of doing this with the lock. My road team. I feel like this is a big risk for me, so I'm not gonna do that. That's a big risk. I need some wins.
We need to start taking more risks on this show, like me. That's why you're losing. You too scary.
I'm gonna take the Lions. I'm gonna take the Lions over the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah, on Sunday night. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. That's what you want. That's what you want. I'm gonna give you what you want. And you know what I'm gonna do for my upset of the week, man?
I already know. You're gonna copy my pick.
Nah, I wouldn't copy you, man. That's lame.
You're gonna copy my old pick.
I don't even remember it that fast.
Good.
I hate to do this because I don't like. You know what? I'm a hater. Let's do the Bears over the Commanders on Monday night, man. 8:15
Okay.
in Washington. You got Caleb Williams coming back home. I'm pretty sure
Why
he's
why'd
from
you call yourself a hater?
because I have friends that are Commanders fans, and I just be wanting them to lose. I was gonna pick the Falcons over the Bills, but I'd be damned if I picked them to win and they catch up to my team. Bengals Packers is a spicy one, 14.5. I mean, hey, I should get like a 500 points if that one hits. But I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'm gonna say they murk it up on Monday night and get a win, man. But yeah, so we'll see, man. Like I said, it's 8-11. Nell's up 3. We'll see. Week 6 is gonna be fun. Stay tuned, man. NBA season is upon us. You know, we got some fun matchups this week. Hopefully, we can see some of the teams we talked about and players we talked about bounce back. Hopefully, our top 5 quarterbacks don't sell us and look crazy this week after us giving them some love. That's a very
Except for
popular
Daniel
thing.
Jones, because I'll take the Cardinals upset.
I mean, yeah, right. That's all good. It sounds fun. So we'll see, man. But with that, folks, that's going to do it for this episode of 2 for 2, man. This season 4, episode 11. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for listening. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for just giving us a little bit of time, for supporting us, and always pushing us to continue to drop content and talking sports with us, whether it's, over Instagram, whether it's through text, over the phone. Some people get on PlayStation and join my parties and talk crazy to me and think I'm going to listen to it. A damn shame. But nonetheless, we appreciate you. Like we said, man, we're going to keep pumping these out. We got this everywhere that you need it to be, man. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on TikTok. You can find me and Nell on Instagram individually. What's your Instagram now? Don Nellione? Is that still what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, Don_Nellione, and then I think I'm Keith J_23. You know what? That's how you can find us right there. Or just follow at 2 for 2 pod on IG and you'll get right to it. You only gotta look too far. But with that, we're gonna close this thing out. Quis and Nell, 2 for 2. We are out of here.